Hi, Philip Whiteman here, longtime park volunteer for Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield Park. I'm here in our museum today to tell you about some of the artifacts behind me, these flags. We have our reader board down here that gives you a lot of different information, but I'm going to give you a brief history about the flags used by the Confederates and the United States. When the Confederacy was formed in Montgomery, Alabama, they had a flag committee to come up with a new flag. Most historians agree that the one who won the contest was a man called Nikolai Marshall, German artist, traveled Europe, then came to the United States, settled in Alabama. He had seen the flag of Austria with the red band, the white band, and the red band. So what does he do? He adds some blue to that Austrian flag, and now we have the first flag of the Confederate government. This is an original one on my right. On my left is also a first national Confederate flag that's actually two-sided. On one side it looks just like the Confederate flag, but on the back side is what you see here in beige with flowers and a reef around the words Cherokee Dragoons. That's Cherokee County, Georgia. Dragoons were mounted infantrymen who rode horses quickly into battle and then got off and fought under infantry tactics. The other interesting thing about this flag to my left is the banner. It says either with it or upon it. Now the educated in this time period learned Greek and Roman literature and history. What do we know about the Greeks? The 300 Spartans. And they were told to come back with their shield or upon their shield. That's what's incorporated in this Confederate banner. Now the Confederates go off to war in Manassas in 1861 carrying their first national flag into battle. Well, the guns put out a lot of smoke, and there's red, white, and blue and stars, and the United States flag is red, white, and blue and stars. A vast confusion. So they go back to the flag committee, says we need a flag to carry on the battlefield. That's when our flag committee comes up with the St. Andrew's Cross, a red flag with a blue cross with stars inside of the cross. And this flag was designed to be square to save on fabric. This battle flag was used by most Confederates, and here at Kennesaw Mountain, their flag was actually rectangle shape instead of square, make them a little different. The Confederate national flag looks too much like the United States flag, so that flag committee redesigns the flags again and incorporating that St. Andrew's Cross flag on a big white field. This is the second national flag of the Confederate government. But there's a problem with this flag if there's no wind and it's hanging limp on the pole. It's an awful lot of white. Are we surrendering? So they have to go back to the flag committee to change it again. Now this flag was seen here at Kennesaw Mountain at the headquarters of the generals. In 1865, the flag committee redesigns the flag one more time, adds a red bar to it, so there's some color here on the bottom. But the Confederacy ceased to exist within weeks after this is adopted. Now, we have that St. Andrew's Cross flag, but not all generals like that St. Andrew's Cross flag. Leonidas Polk, Episcopal bishop before he became a general in the Confederacy, doesn't like St. Andrew. He fights under the St. George Cross on a blue field, a red cross with stars inside of it. This is the flag of General Polk. General Polk, unfortunately, is killed 2 weeks before the battle here at Kennesaw Mountain, but at the time, flying at his headquarters was this flag. General Earl Van Dorn, who operates in Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi, he doesn't like the St. Andrew's Cross flag either. He designs this flag for his troops to carry, a red flag bordered in yellow with a white crescent moon and then white stars put throughout the flag, not just in the corner. This Confederate battle flag was used by Van Dorn's Confederates until they're forced to surrender at Vicksburg in July of 1863. General Hardee doesn't like that flag, and he designs his own flag, a blue flag with a white circle in the middle of it known as the full moon. This flag, under Patrick Claiborne's division, is seen here at Kennesaw Mountain out at Cheatham Hill. Patrick Cleburne's Confederates would fight and die under this flag the entire war. Kind of makes you wonder what the Confederates would end up with for a flag when the war ended and they had won, because they kept changing them. Now, being a historian, I like to talk about both sides, so we must talk about Old Glory, the United States flag. Now, the United States flag during the Civil War was similar to what we see today, with the red and white stripes, the blue canton up in the corner with the stars. But the stars here are in a circle in this flag because in 1861 there's not an official star pattern. I've actually seen a United States flag where the stars were in shape of a flower. The war breaks out in April 1861 at Fort Sumter. There's 34 states in the Union, and there are 33 stars in the flag that's fired upon. There was a law passed by Congress before the war that says we do not add a star for a new state until July 4th. July 4th, 1861 does come around, and we add the 34th star for Kansas. 2 other states joined the United States during the Civil War, but it is going to be after the war is over before we add the 36th star on July 4th, 1865. And looking at the research of this, that law is still with us today. In 1959, we added Alaska and Hawaii to the Union, and we didn't have an official 50-star flag until July 4th, 1960. I hope you enjoyed today's brief history of the flags that you would have seen had you been around at the time of the Civil War. We hope you have an opportunity to come see our museum and see our exhibits that we have here. Thank you.
This is the first Confederate national flag. It has a blue canton in the upper left corner with 7 white stars arranged in a circular pattern. Next to that are 3 horizontal stripes, the top being red, the middle being white, the bottom being red. This is the St. Andrew's Cross flag. It is a square-shaped flag with a white border. Against a red background is a white trimmed blue X. Inside the X are 13 white stars, 3 stars on each of the 4 bands of the X and 1 in the middle. This is the second national Confederate flag. It is a rectangular flag with a white background. The canton in the upper left-hand corner is the Confederate version of the St. Andrew's Cross, a white-trimmed blue X with 13 white stars inside of it. This is the third national Confederate flag, almost identical to the previously described second national. Instead of a fully white background, it has a red tip on the far right side. It still has the Confederate version of the St. Andrew's Cross in the canton in the upper left corner, which again is a white trimmed blue X against a red background with 13 white stars in the middle. This is the Confederate battle flag of General Leonidas Polk's Corps. It is a red cross with white trim set in the middle against a navy blue background. Inside of the red cross are 11 white stars. This is the Confederate battle flag of General Earl Van Dorn. This is a rectangular flag with yellow trim and a deep red background. In the top left corner is a white crescent moon. To the right of that, spread evenly throughout the rest of the flag, are 13 white stars. This is the Confederate battle flag of General William Hardee's Corps. This is a rectangular flag trimmed in blue. It is a navy blue background, and in the center is a large white circle. This is a Civil War era United States flag. It is identical to the modern-day United States flag, except for a few key features. It still is rectangular in shape with 13 red and white stripes, with a navy blue canton in the upper left-hand corner. The 2 main differences are that it has 34 stars instead of 50, and the stars are arranged in a circular pattern with 1 star in the center. We thank you for attending this virtual program on the flags of the Civil War and as part of our virtual museum tour. We hope to see you around again soon.